Steve Tucker and Stephen Tucker.
Hi. Hi, Bart.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for having us on today.
Thank you.
Stephen, nice to see you.
Good to see you. And I noticed you've been putting up our photos as our photos of progress.
Mm-hmm.
And we really appreciate that. And it was so great to see the Bohm Theater here today, too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can get together with them and form a partnership of sorts and do things together.
Oh, that'd be neat. They have a new
Yeah.
executive director, so yeah, now would be a good time. They went through a couple
So, yeah,
of...
we would really like that. And, you know, I've actually performed at the Bohm Theater for one of their blues nights. And
you know,
they do a great job out
interesting. I was watching on Super Bowl Sunday, I don't know if you saw it, but they had a special on CBS before the pregame show called You Are Looking Live, a story about the NFL today, and Brent Musburger was on it. He was like the host, and he's reminiscing, and he looks, and he's got the manners. You and Brent Musburger, as I was watching it, it's like, that's Steve Tucker.
there. You're kidding. He's so much thinner, smaller man than me, though, isn't he? I mean,
Well, on TV, you don't know
Yeah.
that, but I mean, you do the same things. You watch that, look that up.
Okay.
You watch it, you'll see, oh my gosh, Brent Musburger is doing me.
Brent Musburger, yeah. He had a really good thing going, and then something bad happened, if I recall.
Not really. The network thought he was on TV too much. Can you
Oh.
believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get the same thing, then. We're very similar.
So what, did you bring some pictures? Stephen,
We
have you
sent
been doing,
them.
you've been doing the photography? Okay.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Wow. This looks like it's from a fancy museum.
Right. So that is primed, and Stephen is, throughout the duration of this period here, he's gotten pictures in all various steps. We did receive on February 14th the actual study of the colors, all the way back to 1930. Now you can see the primer against what they needed for color references. So they did an actual scientific chemical.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I did the research, and these are authentic colors to the decade that you are actually using.
Right.
So, because I was curious, I thought, what were they really? But you actually are using the colors.
Now, the colors on the where you see on the 1930s, the top color and the second color, they're sort of what's called ochre. And there was so much ochre in that theater, and it was so light in 1930.
Too light for movies.
Too light for films. And Stevens tried to field some questions about it. In 1930, it was very light. In 1940, according to the scientist, the historian that came in and chemically removed the colors, they darkened the theater. However, they kept some of that lighter color. There are two schools of thought that say, where do you go with the color when you match it back? Well, the school of thought that our recommendation was from Evergreen and the historian, the archivist, who came in and did the study, was that most historic buildings go back to the period of prominence.
Oh.
So we are not going all the way back to where you walk into the theater and it's this gold, light, very light colored brown color.
It'd be
but
jarring if we saw that.
it would be scary, and more, and people would not. They would say, like, "What did you do?" So we have lightened it up quite a bit underneath there, and there is a new color. I think there are some other photos there where there is some color added.
So what color was this before? Is this the new color?
No,
No.
that's primer.
Primer.
Yeah, so that's not the new. There is none of the medallions or this fancy inlay here is complete. Now you see that dome there? That's
Yeah.
currently white. Guess what? That was not originally white. It's ochre, and it is going back to a little more ochre because we have the lighting now to sort of light the theater. So we're taking that back to pretty much original. That's out in the hallway, so they're repairing some of that. That was done kind of weirdly in the 80s, I believe. So they're going to repair that and fix that stuff.
So that lime or the green, the army lime green, what is that? Is that part of it?
Army lime green, you see a
Well,
lime?
what do we call that green? It's
That
like,
darker green? Yeah, that green's fine there, out there.
not the dark green, the yellowish green.
That's fine too. That's actually dabbed on with, they did it with a rag. They actually
Really?
did a rag softener. And Bart, when the next time you're in there, I want to take you up to where I found the one area, Paul actually found it, the one area in the theater that is original. And it's up in one of those nooks on the second level. And you can look up there and everything is really muted and really kind of pale. There's nothing that really jumps out at you like the colors that they ended up adding. So that green, that's a new green. That's not dark green. That's a lighter green than what we've ever had before.
Oh, good.
So the historian, am I right, Stephen? She went through and labeled every color with the new Sherwin-Williams numbers because Evergreen has a contract with Sherwin-Williams.
Stephen, was there anything that surprised you as the various historians and restorers did their work?
Oh, I was actually quite shocked to see how much of a coloring it actually, covered it up. Because when it was not primed, when it was all that white, and before it was all, gold, I was just like, whoa, huge difference. Huge difference.
It seems like a lot of colors, a lot of different colors were used.
Right, and we have the whole palette there. So I've uploaded one. Tonight we have a meeting for the executive committee, and so they're all going to get a copy of the color study. We have a color study that's located in the office for records, and then one that we have uploaded to the network. So it's going to be there forever. And if we ever have to go back and redo anything again, we have the actual right colors. But the processes are weird, Bart. They did they would do multiple colors so that underneath, like, you would see like gold because they put another color over it and the light had to hit it to make the gold pop out, especially in the lobby when you walk in. But don't let me forget to take you upstairs. That's pretty cool.
What's the timeline? What are you planning now?
Okay, well, that's a good question. Originally, we were looking at May 1. We did have a little water issue. We were able to get on top of that before they had to redo the newly redone plaster. So we did it. We beat it, but there's been a little bit of a backup with that. Originally May 1, now we're looking at June 1, and we're hopeful that it's kind of a difficult right now because you have to plan everything in succession. So not only do we have the new stage extension, we've got new rigging.
That's going to be done?
Yes. New rigging, new lighting. They're all lying in wait right now for me to say, like, go. So they've got to demolish the old rigging, take the 1930 stuff down, get rid of that, bring in the other stuff. But in the meantime, we've got scaffolding right there on stage so they can't come in and start their work. So it's just a matter, and Dave Hines has been on this, it's a matter of planning, and then you got to have a lot of good luck.
Yeah.
So far we've had nothing bad happen, with the exception of a little bit of, but it could have been really bad. Yeah. Had we not caught it quickly, it could have been a nightmare. But
Stephen, you must be beside yourself not being able to host audiences and make popcorn and everything.
yeah.
Oh, I'm very well aware.
he's yeah.
You're probably anxious to get back to hosting
He really is.
shows. And I bet people are saying, oh, we'd like to book the theater, and
Right.
you
Yeah.
hate to.
But in the meantime, we've been able to get a lot completed, right? We're retooling a lot of our membership stuff. We're adding other stuff for members, right? And new cards, new colors,
Yep.
popcorn buckets that are custom to our
Custom-made.
theater.
And
So-
then kids' movies booking
Right.
hopefully
He's
tomorrow.
got all that done, the kids' movie stuff, all the
Oh,
way.
we will do the
started.
kids' movies this summer? Good.
Yeah. And we booked all of December for next year,
Okay.
with the exception of the daytime school movies. But we're going to try to get everything done we can, right? While we're down, and still, and be as thrifty as we can. We have come in under budget thus far, even with that little damage.
But you'd still like to raise more money, right?
Yes, we're
Yes.
really close to our final goal. We are really, really close. And we've used all local contractors, with the exception of Skyline Plastering and Evergreen Plastering out of New York and Chicago. But everybody else has been local. We've had the luck of the draw really with Mercer. Absolutely incredible group.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah.
Awesome. The restoration of the treasure
Yeah.
of the Michigan Theater.
And you're saying June 1 too, right?
Yep.
Anything you want to say? We got 10 seconds.
Become a member.
Yes, always become a member.
A lot of good stuff coming up for members with free, that we're adding the 2 movies per week. And now we're going to have a lecture series and, yes. So be ready for one.
All right, can't wait. All the cool things happening in our community, including the restoration of the Michigan Theater, thanks to Steve Tucker and
It's
Stephen
happening.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Nice job, guys. Thanks so much. Well, we're all out of time. Thanks to both Steve and Stephen for being with us today. Tomorrow in the morning show, Aiden Sova from Google, David Davis, Try Hockey for Free, and from Hometown Heating, Tina and Alex are going to be here